up, Virgo? And thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, guys, so June readings, let's jump right into this and see what's going on with you guys. Now, this is going to be a look at, like I just said, the month of June 2019. We're going to do a past, present, future look, guys, and this will apply to Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, Virgo signs, okay? Now, do keep in mind, I say this all the time, but just as a reminder that all of these energies that I'm picking up on, it could be your energy. It could be, me picking up on the energy of somebody around you. So always keep that in mind. And if you guys want to check out my Instagram, High Vibrations 44, I do post daily energies in my story every day. So if you want to see what's going on in your day, you can check that daily, okay? All right, Virgo, what is going on with y'all? What is going on for the sign of Virgo? June 2019. All right, guys, so we have your past, present, okay, future. We're going to have to talk about this, Virgo. Okay. All right, guys. So the energy that we have here is the King of Swords in the reverse. Now, when this comes out as an energy, it's definitely something that needs to be addressed. Okay, most of the time, this is going to be a person that can be abusive mentally, physically, emotionally, verbally. Someone that just comes off in a very selfish and distasteful way. It could also be someone that has been pushed and pushed and pushed to an extreme where they have to kind of like turn around and kind of look at the person who's treating them like crap, or just look at an entire situation and say, screw this. I'm not going to take this anymore, and I need to protect myself, even if they come off kind of like in an extreme way. So either someone who's just naturally being malicious, or someone who has to stand up, against maliciousness. Now, we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles. So what this means is that there's something that's just not going to work right here due to this, really tough energy that the King of Swords in the reverse brings. But with you guys coming out of it, it's like you're still standing strong. You're still being seen as the Knight of Pentacles, and even, a step lower, Ten of Wands in the reverse, you're releasing a heavy burden, okay? So let's get into this reading. Now, the first card that you guys have for the past is the Six of Pentacles. So when this comes up, there's a sense of balance. There's a sense of equal give and take. If you are, let's say, helping a partner out or a friend out with a project, they're probably doing the same amount of work. So that sort of energy there. Okay, you have the Sun card. Let's pull one more card here. And the Eight of Swords. Okay, so there's a sense of balance that you feel. There's a sense of, maybe blessings that are coming in with the Sun card here, because if it's not, something that just comes to light, then it is going to be a blessing. And I do feel that it is, okay, because there's a sense of not wanting conflict, not having burden with the Five of Swords and the Ten of Wands in the reverse. But something does come out here that kind of leaves you stuck when it comes to moving forward. So let's just see. I'm going to have to pull one more card here. You have the Six of Swords, okay? So there's a sense of balance that you feel, but it's because you're realizing at this point that something was very forced, okay? You have the Hanged Man in the reverse, something was forced. Five of Pentacles, it just had to be rejected. Ace of Cups in the reverse, a fallout, okay? But with the Wheel of Fortune after that, guys, this is something that actually benefits you. So even if it came about in a distasteful and a hurtful or a not so great way, you are able to get balance because of this. But I feel like something came out, whether it was your secret or someone else's secret, but something, came to light where it's just like, okay, I have to move past this. Most likely it could have been about maybe promiscuity. Okay, so if this has to do with a relationship, maybe someone cheated, or maybe someone was just being a player. If this has nothing to do with a relationship, then it could be someone who, for the most part, they come off very pleasant, but for whatever case, they're just very emotionally unstable. Why is this Knight of Cups in the reverse here? Here's that King of Swords in the reverse again. So it's just not good energies combined, guys. Someone who's not only unfaithful, but someone that can be abusive at the same time. Or maybe someone harshly cutting off someone who's unfaithful. Okay? Or just emotionally unstable. So something definitely had to go. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Something was let go of here, guys. Okay? And it's like, while all of this is happening, with the High Priestess in the reverse, there's someone who's kind of trying to turn a blind eye to the truth. There's someone who, it's like they in their soul know the truth, but they just, they're not ready to hear it. There's a sense of denial here, and that is something that could make the situation worse than what it already is. But I just feel like something came out and someone really felt like they had to protect themselves. Now, I'm gonna say this before I continue, because people always give me shit about it, and they say, Lissette, shuffle your cards. So my name is Lissette. I read reversals, and not all reversals are bad. Actually, more than half of the reversals are actually good, guys. So when you see reversals, put on your big boy pants and wait for the reader to let you know what it is that's going on. Only because it gets me so upset, guys. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm getting off of this, too many reversals. So like if you have, let's say you have the Eight of Swords, okay? This means someone who's stuck, someone who can't mentally get past something. They can't see the clarity in a situation. When you have this card in the reverse, you see it for what it is. You have clarity, you have that epiphany, your blindfold is off. Which one do you want to be? Do you want to be blinded, not knowing the truth? Or do you want to know exactly what you need to do in life? All right, so let's not talk about reversals. Thanks. All right, so the last card, guys, that we have for the past, and it's not just you guys, I do this with every single sign, okay? So with the Page of Wands in the reverse, because of this fallout, because of what's happening, it's like there could be a lot of shit talking between you and somebody else. It could also be that maybe you stop talking to a person altogether, or they stop talking to you altogether, or there's just an offer that at this point it isn't good. Okay, so we have the World card. So this is incredible, because at this point, this is not going to work for me. This is a chapter that needs to be closed. And when you get the World card, not only are you closing out a chapter, but it shows that the one that's coming in is very, very good for you. Okay, so it's not like you're just, going towards shit. You're going towards something good because of this. And you have the Knight of Swords. So for some of you, maybe you're dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Okay, for others of you, this is just going to be how you're going about all of this. Okay, the Knight of Swords is someone who's very focused, tunnel vision. I'm at point A, how do I get to point B? And I'm going to cut out anything that derails me from getting to point A to, from point A to point B. So again, if you're not dealing with an air sign, then it's you having that very focused, like, I need to cut this out and keep it moving sort of energy. All right, because with the Five of Swords in the reverse, you just don't want conflict. Again, another reversal that you actually want. Here, you're fighting, you're arguing, a lot of conflict. Here, you don't want it, you're not taking part in it, okay? Now, in the present moment, the first card that we have is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. If this isn't just, something that fell out and it was just like cut very abruptly, then it's going to be a situation where there's arguing, there's people kind of yelling at each other, arguing over one another. When two people have this energy between them, then most likely they're not even listening to one another. They're just waiting for the other to shut up so they can get their 2 cents in. So it's just like a tiring sort of, conflict where nothing's really being solved here. You have the Four of Cups in the reverse. So something was accepted here and there's fighting because of this. So maybe someone accepted an offer that another person doesn't like, or maybe someone just has to accept that something needs to fall away, and that could be the issue with it. All right. And this is something, that was just a lost cause. So that's what it is. So whatever was accepted, someone's just not happy about it. Or, whether it was, again, an actual offer that came in, or just accepting like, okay, this situation was shitty, I got to move away from it. But with the Five of Cups in the reverse, there is something that comes in that if you're going through any sort of pain, if you've experienced any sort of loss, then it's subsiding. It's going to get better. Okay, but there was a situation either with a lover or maybe someone close to you, this could be a job as well, that was just a waste of time and effort. Okay, now the center of your reading, and this is going to be what every energy ties into, this is where every card touches. We have the Fool card in the reverse. So the basis of all of this, guys, is that there's just something that wasn't a good idea. There's something that if you continue to go down that path, there would have been a lot of roadblocks on this path. Okay, you have the King of Cups. So for some of you, maybe this was a water sign that you were dealing with, and that would be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And you have the Empress card. Okay, So for some of you, in this particular case, with the cards around this, because we have the Hanged Man in the reverse and we have the Devil card, in this case, there's going to be something that is presented to you that is actually not a good idea. Okay, so maybe it's coming from a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But yeah, I just don't see this as a good idea. Now, if this is not about a water sign, if we're just looking at the King of Cups as an energy, then the King of Cups is someone who is very charismatic, who can come off very loving, someone very empathetic, someone that, most likely they're like the go-to person when their friends have problems, things like that. So maybe it's a person with that sort of energy. Okay, or maybe you feel like you can get that with whatever offer is being offered to you. Okay, but I just don't see this as a good idea. I see it as something that you would feel forced and something that would bring a lot of toxicity into your life. All right, so then the last card that we have for the present moment is the Death card. So with the Death card coming in, it's like your life is demanding change here. Okay, you really want to demand change and you want things to just shift for you. You're shedding an old skin because something was a waste of time and effort. Okay, so yeah, there's something you guys are heavily cutting off. All I see right here is release. And I will say in your defense, and I promise I'm not picking my nose, guys, it's my nose ring. But in your defense, guys, it is a new moon. Okay, at the time that I'm recording this. Yeah, we still have the new moon energy about the 3rd to the 5th of June. So with that being said, guys, this is about renewal. This is about letting go of toxic habits. This is about anything that was enhancing our shadow aspects and elements. Anything that was enhancing that, we are moving away from it. Okay, so maybe you're concerned about that, but the fact that you're realizing something was a waste of time and effort, that's why you're able to build and that's why you're able to grow. So going into the future, the first card you have, 4 of Swords in the reverse. So you're moving past something. Before it's like your mind was stuck on something. You didn't know which path to take. You didn't know how to move forward. It's like you were trying to really just figure that out. Now you figured it out. It's like, okay, this is what makes the most sense. So you're finally out of that hiatus. You're finally making moves and going forward. Okay, you're moving on from what was unconventional. Maybe some of you were coming out of a marriage, others could have been coming out of a relationship, or it could have just been something that was against your morals or just didn't feel good or just not something that was meant to be in your life. And then you have the 4 of Wands. So it's like you move away from this, you move past it, and that's where the stability comes in. And your soul is finally at ease. Your soul feels very peaceful with this, but whether it's you or someone else, someone's just not happy with the fact that you have to move on. Okay, we have the 9 of Cups. And you have the 6 of Wands. Yeah, so guys, 5 of Cups in the reverse. With the 6 of Wands, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups in the reverse. What that basically means is, yes, someone is going to be unhappy about how this is moving forward. Okay, maybe it's you. But there is success and happiness that comes from this. So maybe someone else is upset and you guys are going towards something you're very happy about, or you're upset now, but this is what puts you on the path to being happy and successful. But with the 5 of Cups in the reverse, again, any pain or loss that you felt, it's going away. So this is a very good shift, okay? And it's because there's someone that you guys most likely stopped talking to or something that you stopped engaging yourself in. No matter how hard you try to get it off the ground and to, make it work and keep it going, I see you guys removing yourself. Yep, you guys lose faith in it. You let it go. This is a very strong reading about letting something go, guys. The fallout of some sort, okay? Too much manipulation involved in this, or just something that you don't want to manifest. But because you guys move away from this, this is what you get. Okay, the 10 of Pentacles. So you're in a place where money can come in much stronger and you're just feeling way more abundant in life. Okay, and guys, June, just astrologically speaking, it's the month of miracles. It's the month where, there's a lot of changes happening in people's lives, but it's clearing up a path so that we can get things, quicker than we would have thought, or in a greater way than we would have thought. So if something is falling off in a month where it's about manifestation and luck and finding what we need, then just know that that's getting out of the way so that you could find that. So don't beat yourself up over it. Okay, now this deck that I'm using right now, guys, is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So let's see what 3 cards of advice comes out for you guys. I knew it was going to rain today. I finally hear the thunder. But I think it's the most therapeutic thing ever to be in a house, nice and cozy, when it's pouring outside. All right, so we have the Sun card in the reverse, 4 of Wands in the reverse, 2 of Wands, okay? So with the 2 of Pentacles here, this is indecision. This is having to find balance. So you guys are really weighing something out. You're not sure what you want to do. You actually want to get this card in the reverse so that you do feel balanced. You do feel good. 4 of Swords, not moving forward, not being sure. So there's something that you're debating, and it's like you haven't moved past this in your head yet, but cards are saying it's blocking blessings for you. Okay, it's going to cause you instability. All right, with the 2 of Wands, this is when we go towards a path that we're very passionate about. So for some of you, maybe you were very passionate about this, or, I'm going to clarify it in a moment. But for others, maybe because of what was blocking you and you realizing that, it puts you on a path that that's going to be very good for you. Why is the Sun card here? 10 of Cups. Why is this 4 of Wands in the reverse here? Hanged Man. Why is this 2 of Wands here? 2 of Pentacles. All right, guys. So you're weighing out whether or not you should do something, but there's something that just won't grow anymore, that it won't continue anymore. And although it may be unexpected, you're going to be happier if you follow the path of the Hanged Man. And what is the path of the Hanged Man? The Hanged Man is someone who has gone through so much in life, and they've had this awakening that they realize that we're all one, and that there's only so much we can do in this world, and there's certain things that we just shouldn't cry about or worry about. So this is going to be someone who's going to have the attitude of kind of like yin and yang, that inflow, that outflow, where it's just like if something's meant to be in your life, it will naturally come your way. And if there's resistance, if there's fighting, if there's anything uncomfortable, it's because it's not meant to be there. So this is not a person that fights. This is someone who's very wise. This is someone who says, life doesn't have to be difficult. We all have a path of least resistance. So what is that? Okay, and find that. Eli, stop slamming the door, man. So this is, what is the path of least resistance? So you guys want to take the path of that Hanged Man as he slams the freaking door again. Okay, so yeah, you want to do what's natural for you. This is not someone who bends over backwards. This is not someone who is going to call you 75 times overnight crying and sobbing and leaving voicemails. No, this person is chill. This person is, oh, you don't want to talk to me? Oh, you don't want me to work for you? That's fine. Have a good fucking life. Keep it moving. They don't stress, guys. So that is the attitude you kind of have to have. If someone's kicking, screaming, crying, it ain't for you. Okay, if you're kicking, screaming, crying, it ain't for you. So just knowing that, taking the path that's natural for you, where you're not resisting so much, that's what leads to the ultimate happiness here. Okay, now I'm gonna pull an Earth Magic Oracle card for you guys. These cards are by Stephen D. Farmer. So let's see what guidance comes out. Okay. So you guys got the card Rebirth that came out. So there's definitely, it's like you're going through a Phoenix stage where something kind of hit the fan, and you burned into these ashes, and now you're coming up as a new person, a reborn person from these ashes. The only problem is that the energy that you have here with you have the card Tree, grounding in the reverse. So there's something in your life that's not allowing you to be as grounded as you need to be. Again, you don't want anything that you have to resist right now, or that's resisting against you right now. So it's showing that that's what's getting in the way of this new rebirth happening. Okay, you guys have to follow synergy, all the synchronicities in life right now, and that goes back to the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is synergy. Okay, this is someone that knows, I don't chase, I attract. That's what synchronicity is. That's you following a true path and just finding things that just make sense to be there. Okay. And, this is something that I talk about, especially on Instagram all the time, that like a lot of the reason why so many people are depressed is because they have an image of what it is that they want, and the type of friends that they want, and the type of lovers that they want, the type of jobs that they want, the type of houses that they want. Where if you just live authentically, and you just you promise yourself you're going to be who you truly are, you're going to end up finding all those things, and it's going to find its way to you. When I moved to Florida, the hardest thing for me was, where do I find people who could dance the way that people dance in New York, because that's where I come from. And it's just I wasn't finding it. I was looking everywhere for it, but it wasn't until I stopped and I was like, wait, why don't I just dance, and why don't I just do my thing, and I'll be the New York in Florida. And then out of nowhere, people started coming out the woodworks. So with what you guys want to do right now is think about, what is it that I actually want? What kind of partner do I want? What kind of job do I want? And dress the part. You want a partner who's wealthy, who dresses well, who has their shit together? You better have that shit too. Okay, we're not here trying to live off of people. It's 2019 and everybody has that really, it's about me, go, go, go. So that's why we all got to put ourselves in a position where there's not a person that we're going to depend on or anything like that. But if you want to have something, you have to be that something. Okay, and that's where people get mixed up. I see people all the time, oh, I want a man or a girl who's making millions of dollars, who could do this, 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 and the third. And I'm like, and if that man gets mad at you and gets up in the middle of dinner and walks out, can you pay for that dinner, or are you doing dishes? I won't go on a date if I can't afford the date myself. That's just how I am. But if you want something, be it, and that's how you genuinely attract it. Because if you're not that thing, you can attract it for a little while, but eventually I just feel like it won't stick. Life is meant to be lived authentically, and when we live authentically, that's when we find things that stay. That's when we find the path we're supposed to be on. So you owe it to yourself to be authentic and to be everything that you want. Okay, that's what it comes down to, y'all. So Virgo, whatever you have to let go of, it's very clear that has to go. Absolutely has to go. So like I said, guys, you can find my daily energies every day on Instagram, High Vibrations 44. Now I do offer personal readings. So I do 30-minute readings, which you can find on my website, highvibrationswithliz.com. All of this is in the description below. And then I also offer questions. So if it's just something quick like, hey, should I date this person, or should I ask this person out, things like that, then you guys can purchase that as well on the same website. And there is no limit on how many questions that you guys can ask at once, so just keep that in mind. And I love y'all. I'll see you guys for your June mid months.